Guys. It's crazy, guys. We are still at war. And people is crashing out left and right. Smash that like button, guys, as soon as y'all come in the building. It is getting ugly in Chicago. It's getting real ugly, guys. Chicago is getting crazy. And this whole ICE thing is way out of hand. Smash that like button as soon as y'all come in the building. Still crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It don't seem like it's getting no better. It just get worse and worse. And they is down there in Chicago crashing out. Crashing out. Crashing out. Salute, ladies and gentlemen, man. We are still at war. That's all I can say, man. Like, and people out there in Chicago going crazy. And I remember when they said it, when Donald Trump was talking about sending them people down there in Chicago, a lot of people was like, they didn't want them down there. And it's going to be on. And now it's just been getting crazier and crazier. Salute to Dizzy in the building. Dizzy, they down there crashing out with the federal agents and all of that. Like, the people is like really, really like going at it with them. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
We interrupt programming for breaking news from NBC Chicago.
Good afternoon, I'm Alex Maragos. We have some breaking news this afternoon, monitoring some sort of clash and confrontation between ICE on the south side, on Chicago's east side neighborhood, and some community members
Look
there.
at this.
There is a lot we still don't know about exactly what is leading up to this, but we're giving you a live picture here from Sky 5. This is the east side neighborhood near 105th Street and Avenue N.
Now, shout out to all my, Chicago supporters. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people out of Chicago that's been showing love to me for years on YouTube. If you outside of the the South Side area, guys, it is going down there. Salute the Players Ball in the building. This thing is crazy. This ICE thing, and I mean during survival, ladies and gentlemen. This is during survival. Look at this. Now, they over there on the South Side. And the Chicago people, they not playing that. They like getting it in with them.
The scene involving some federal agents and some sort of confrontation and clash with community members there. You can see a group standing around some cars and some people in the street. And we're still working to find out exactly what ICE was doing in that area, what kind of operation it was, and what other federal operations there may have been. We have Mike Lorber up in Sky 5 right now. He's got an eye above the scene. Mike, what have you seen?
Alex, we're going to take this all in. We've been here for about 5 minutes or so. This is
and they is deep out there. This is the sky. This is from the sky, guys. They're shooting from in the air. Look at all the people that's out there. And they said that they don't know what ICE was doing over there. But apparently whatever ICE is doing over there, they getting into a bunch of stuff.
Right when we arrived in Sky 5, we saw some smoke, what may have been some kind of tear gas canister about a block north of the location
Tear
that you're looking
gas.
at right now, which is 105th Street and Avenue N.
Look
I
at
can
this.
tell you in the sky that the Customs and Immigration helicopter is here. The Chicago Police helicopter, they are here as well. And then we do see Chicago Police on 106th Street, just east of the...
Oh, I didn't even know they had an immigration helicopter. Salute the Ram. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Salute the Ram. Just hit that super chat. Pure Survival. Hello from downtown Chicago, and I'm Mexican. In Pure Survival. Shout out to you, Ram. Ram is Mexican. So, Ram, is you in Chicago? Are you down there, Ram? If you are down there, please stay safe. This looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? So she's a Mexican woman, and she just said hello downtown Chicago. This is crazy. It's wild down there.
Bridge that goes over the river that's located a few blocks from here. A large crowd is here. You can see that in the alleyways here, between about 105th and 106th here, Avenue N to Avenue O, and you can see there that they are gathered. We did get reports again that there was a large ICE presence in the last hour or so. We've just arrived on the scene and we are trying. So we're going to show you some video from earlier here, and again, the reports that we have is that activity has been going on for...
Oh, thank goodness. Shout out to Ram. Ram said, no, that's south of me. Okay, so that's south of her. Born in Chicago, but they want Ish going too. Yeah, this is just sad, Ram. Like, this is crazy.
An hour or an hour and a half here. This is the city's southeast side here, what they call the east side, basically about 106th and Avenue O. You can see the video from earlier where there was ICE activity down around here. And again, we
Look at that truck.
The ICE helicopter is still here. That's what we call the immigration and the customs helicopter. Chicago police are around, but they weren't near the scene that we saw. So here's the video that we see earlier. Again, with a lot of people out, you can see a large ICE presence. You can see a vehicle with some damage that was done there. The information we have, again, is this activity has been going on for the last hour or two in the city's southeast side.
So it looked like they arresting people and doing all kinds of weird stuff, and this is what got people outraged right now. Like, this is crazy.
As many ICE vehicles or ICE agents there, we do see a large presence of people moving about in this area between about 105th and Avenue N. So we see that for a while. Max, can you take me one block to the left? So let's go one block to the left. Right there, when we showed up, right as we showed up in Sky 5 about 8 minutes ago, we saw a canister go off there with some kind of smoke. Now you can kind of see some debris in this intersection here, right about 105th Street. So that is more activity. And then when you widen out from that...
But people is fighting back. People fighting back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they just come in and just taking people, like I said, to me, if you didn't do nothing wrong and they just come in and snatching you up and all this stuff, that's crazy to me. That is crazy. And I'm seeing people get locked up in the middle of the street.
Where there's two sedans sort of blocking road vehicle traffic, but we still see a lot of people there.
Look, somebody right here getting arrested.
Maybe that is an individual. Yep, it appears as though someone is being arrested or at least being spoken to there. Again, we have to be very, very careful in trying to connect any dots that we don't know are for sure what we think we are seeing. Particularly with this story, we need to make sure we have all of that before we can say it with any level of authority. But again, if you are traveling on the east side, the southeast side of the city, right near the Illinois-Indiana border, this is unfolding here. You may want to try to use other ways to get around the neighborhood as ICE.
Yes, if you are anywhere near that neighborhood, just go around, go another way. Chicago is not the one or the two. This is crazy. And it seems like they aren't playing, though. You know what I'm saying? And they said, Chicago said they did not want ICE coming down there. And now they're saying, we don't know what's going on, da-da-da-da. You can see what's going on right now. I see people getting put in handcuffs and stuff like that, and people probably standing up, for their rights or whatever, and they just coming and trying to take over. That's what it looked like to me.
Particularly with this story, we need to make sure we have all of that before we can say it with any level of authority. But again, if you are traveling on the east side, the southeast side of the city, right near the Illinois-Indiana border, this is unfolding here. You may want to try to use other ways to get around the neighborhood as ICE activity continues here. Let's just take a look and see what else we can see unfolding. There really seems to be a lot of energy here.
Look, people running.
It appears as though there's another individual in handcuffs here.
Look at this dude right
being
here.
Taken towards that same vehicle.
Look how they gripping this dude up right here. You see how they gripping him up right here? Look at this.
As ICE activity continues here, let's just take a look and see what else we can see unfolding. There really seems to be a lot of energy here.
Look at that. Look how they got that boy gripped up right there.
It appears as though there's another individual in handcuffs here.
Look, this is crazy.
Being taken towards that same vehicle, passing by. Crazy. The first person who was appears to be taken into custody.
God damn, they is deep out there, y'all. They are deep out there.
As we get a better look here, these are the stories we have seen unfold.
Now, I need to ask the people, guys. I want to ask y'all, put a 1 in the chat if y'all think what they're doing is right. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think what these people are doing, these ICE agents, is wrong. Put a 1 if y'all think that this is right. Put a 2 if y'all think that this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm getting y'all opinion. I'm seeing a bunch of people say putting 1s. I'm seeing a bunch of people putting 2s. You know what I'm saying? So this is up to y'all. But they are crashing out right now in Chicago. The ICE people, the federal agents is drawing their guns and tear gas. This is going on right now as we speak.
That same vehicle passing by the first person who was appears to be taken into custody.
This is crazy. There's a lot going on.
As we get a better look here, these are the stories we have seen unfold in various communities.
They is
today.
Deep out there.
It
Look
is
at that.
Here in the East Side neighborhood. We're going to wait, and when we find out that our crew is on scene, Sarah Maki is making her way there. She left to head down to the scene a short time ago. We hope to get her.
Man, the people got their phones out. I don't know what's going on.
Sort of dispersed there about 3-4 minutes ago is now kind of back in the intersection, somewhat surrounding that vehicle where we saw that individual put into either handcuffs or zip ties. We've heard a lot of different mechanisms being used by ICE to contain people, and that vehicle was taken out of that intersection. It appears again.
Look, there go another dude in handcuffs.
New person that's being taken in, or the existing folks that we've been seeing from our Skywatch. We're going to join in our on-air coverage.
See, now Trump said that he was going to do this. Now put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that Trump is wrong for doing this. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think that Trump is right. Chicago said that they did not want ISIS in their state, and Donald Trump sent the people anyway. And it's been a lot going on since they've been down there. They ain't been down there that long, but I know it's been a lot of drama. It's been a lot of smoke. It's been a lot of crash out. I seen a van flipped upside down. They had a van flips upside down in this crash out right here.
For the air on CBS News Chicago here in just a moment. So we're going to pause to reset to make that happen, and stay with us. We're going to stay on this as we continue to watch this unfolding event unfold here on CBS News Chicago.
This is crazy. Look at him. They locking him up. I don't know what he did, but he's in handcuffs. Y'all see this? This is on the south side of Chicago somewhere. They is putting people in handcuffs. All I know is I saw a van crash out. Somebody said one of the federal agents got ambushed, allegedly. This is literally going on right now, guys. Look at this. And ain't nobody moving either. Ain't nobody moving. More people getting arrested. They got the ICE drones in the air, the helicopters. This is crazy, y'all.
This is breaking.
This is crazy.
Skyway from a marker standpoint, not far from the Horseshoe Casino. Here's what we're understanding has unfolded in the last 90 minutes time thereabouts. ICE agents have kind of swarmed this neighborhood. There have been a number of arrests, 2 that we have seen from the sky. There may have been more before we got on.
So y'all saying that this is right? Now they just said that the ICE agents just swarmed this neighborhood. Like they just swarmed this neighborhood out of nowhere. And they saying that a whole bunch of people was arrested, this, that, and the third. Like I said, put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that it's okay that the ICE just swarmed this whole neighborhood. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think that they're wrong. Because my whole thing is, if they just swarmed this neighborhood, everybody can't be a criminal. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm sure you're going to get a lot of criminals too. But what about the people that just happen to be in this neighborhood when they just run down and blitz it like a football game and then tackle you?
Are looking live here by way of CBS News Skywatch. You are looking at 105th and Avenue N on the city's southeast side. This is the east side neighborhood, just west of the Chicago Skyway. From a marker standpoint, not far from the Horseshoe Casino. Here's what we're understanding has unfolded in the last 90 minutes time thereabouts. ICE agents have kind of swarmed this neighborhood. There have been a number of arrests, 2 that we have seen from the sky. There may have been more before we got on scene. We do not know. And it appears as though these were arrests. Again, we have a reporter en route to the scene here shortly, and we hope to have a better, finer point on this. But
can y'all tell me what kind of flag that is? I don't know, guys. What kind of flag is that? Can y'all put in the chat? And everybody smash that like button. You know, and I see that they have this flag. It's a Cuban flag or Mexican flag. Okay, so I guess this is probably a Mexican area, and they got their flags out and they are standing up and they're not backing down. That's what this looks like, guys. You know what I'm saying? They already locked people up. They already been, you know what I'm saying? Like I seen a van flipped upside down, but they got this flag up there and they are fighting back with the ICE. Smash that like button, guys. Everybody in the building, let's get them likes up to 1,000. This is going on right now in the south side of Chicago.
Unseen, we do not know, and it appears as though these were arrests. Again, we have a reporter en route to the scene here shortly, and we hope to have a better, finer point on this. But you can see a few dozen federal agents, we believe Border Patrol, ICE agents, sort of meeting face to face with residents of this community as these arrests unfold. There was a white SUV that was loaded onto a tow truck a short time ago with damage to the front of that vehicle. It was taken away. As that unfolded, things kind of quieted a little bit. You saw a group of these residents kind of scurry, unclear what triggered that scurrying, and now, just as we came back on the air here a few minutes ago, we have seen them all kind of resume, sort of in this face-to-face positioning with flags, with ICE agents, as a few more arrests have occurred in just the last few minutes. Again, they have been around the Chicagoland area. ICE agents and Border Patrol has in various communities over the last.
So this ICE agents and border control. So these are people that are residents at these houses right here. And the ICE agents, border control, they got ICE helicopters, all this stuff like that. Are they there trying to take them, like to deport them? Like, they're living in their homes and they're, hold on, salute the Ram just hit that super chat again. She said the Mexican community wants the graphics and rug dealers deported, but taking anyone and asking questions later. Wow, see, and that's the part I don't like, Ram. I don't like that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it if you're going to get the criminals and all of that stuff, but if you take people that didn't do nothing wrong and then ask questions later, like, I just know I wouldn't want it to be me.
Things kind of quieted a little bit. You saw a group of these residents kind of scurry. Unclear what triggered that scurrying. And now, just as we came back on the air here a few minutes ago, we have seen them all kind of resume sort of in this face-to-face positioning with flags, with ICE agents, as a few more arrests have occurred in just the last few minutes. Again, they have been around the Chicagoland area. ICE agents and Border Patrol has in various communities over the last few weeks. Today, what we're seeing is this unfold in the East Side neighborhood at 105th and Avenue N. This is some people describing it as sort of a standoff between folks in the neighborhood and ICE agents. We have Sarah Maki,
this the East Side,
who's headed to this neighborhood to kind of give us an on-the-ground perspective. But the flags here, the folks here in big numbers. Again, this happening started about 11 o'clock, according to what we've been told, and in the last few minutes, we've seen it sort of bubble up. We're going to continue to follow this throughout the midday on CBS News Chicago on our stream. We're going to return back to regular programming over the air in just a minute, but to kind of give you a broad brush of what is happening, it is a groundswell of ICE activity today. It's in the East Side neighborhood. Apparently some sort of crash that triggered that accident that then moved that vehicle out of the scene.
Yes, it was a car crash in the middle of all of this. You know what I mean? Like, it was a car crash. Like, and the people, like I said, the people is fighting back, apparently. Look at the tear gas. See the tear gas? See the tear gas?
And we continue to follow this breaking news here on the city's southeast side. You see now the emergence of pepper spray, some sort of tear gas material that has been sort of the stock in trade for these federal agents. Some have pointed out to us that it appears as though it's more border control than ICE. Again, we're having a harder time if the chopper crews are able to get it.
So they saying that it's more of border control. This is more of border control. This is what they're saying. More than ICE is border control. But I know one thing, they come just flirming through the neighborhood and they spraying tear gas and all that stuff like that. Like, and that tear gas ain't no joke, guys. It really ain't. Look at this. Look at it. They going crazy out there. And this is happening right now, y'all. Look. Everybody running because they spraying that tear gas. Look at that. All that tear gas.
And we continue to follow this breaking news here on the city's southeast side. You see now the emergence of pepper spray, some sort of tear gas material that has been sort of the stock in trade for these federal agents. Some have pointed out to us that it appears as though it's more border control than ICE. Again,
now imagine if you just wake up, if you live in this neighborhood, and I'm saying, and you ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and you walking down the street to go to the store and you got your kids or just anything, and then all of this is going on and it's tear gas and all that type of stuff in the air. Like, this just would be crazy to me. And this is happening right now, guys, on the east side of Chicago. Ever since they went down there, it's been getting worse and worse down there. They just crashing out.
tear gas material that has been sort of the stock in trade for these federal agents. Some have pointed out to us that it appears as though it's more border control than ICE. Again, we're having a harder time if the chopper crews are able to get a closer look at the badges or the names or the types of authorities we're dealing with here. But again, now you're seeing this larger use of smoke. You see the disbursement, which is, of course, the goal of these devices to sort of disperse crowds. If you're just joining us, boy, there is a large disbursement underway right now here at the intersection of 100 and...
You can't even see the people no more. I'm trying to told you, like, I know with my asthma, they would have found me in the middle of the smoke, like, pass the fuck out, pure survival. If I didn't have my asthma pump or anything like that. If you see how all of that tear gas and shit just clouded up the whole scene, got everybody running this way and that way, like this ICE thing, man, it's crazy. Smash that like button, y'all.
Some authorities we're dealing with here. But again, now you're seeing this larger use of smoke. You see the disbursement, which is, of course, the goal of these devices to sort of disperse crowds. If you're just joining us, boy, there is a large disbursement underway right now here at the intersection of 105th and Avenue N on the city's southeast side, where, from what we understand, the federal agents arrived around 11 a.m. and this is what we're seeing now. In about the last 20 minutes or so, we saw a couple of arrests here unfold. But again, you can see it looks as though agents may be getting back into those SUVs and leaving the scene. The smoke agents often used, we have seen this before, as ways to...
Damn, and they dropping bombs and then jumping into their SUVs and pulling off. Did y'all just see that? They dropped all of that tear gas out there, and then they jumped into their damn SUVs and pulled off. They probably about to go to the next block and drop a whole nother bomb, guys. This is crazy. It's going down in Chicago, man. Smash that like button. Whoa.
It looks as though agents may be getting back into those SUVs and leaving the scene. The smoke agents often used, we have seen this before, as ways to clear pathways for these authorities to sort of get out of the neighborhood. Perhaps an indication that this situation may be sort of nearing its end, where they use those pepper balls, those gas devices to try to give themselves an exit point. As we look at the upper part of the screen, that is where we saw the agents' black SUVs kind of leaving. We still see some sort of Chicago police, and again, this has been such a focal point of this, the interactivity between federal agents and Chicago police. Chicago police have been criticized in the past, and the superintendent of Chicago police saying the criticism is unwarranted, that they didn't respond. We saw CPD here as the federal agents...
So hold on, you saying the Chicago police is beefing with the ICE people too? Yo, this is crazy. Wow. So the police is not getting along with the ICE agents. Like, why do y'all think that's happening? Like, the Chicago police is beefing with ICE. Like, and I did hear them say that they didn't want them there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy, man. And I just think it's just gonna get worse and worse. That's all I think, that it's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. So look at this.
They were very controlled.
Look.
They were in a line. They were not scattered all over the place. You didn't see pepper balls being fired and tear gas being thrown. So, you know, they have a lot to learn. Let's put it that way. And they should be relying on local police to do that.
Have you seen any evolution of that learning from the first few cycles of this through today?
Not yet. Not yet. The only thing that I've seen that is encouraging is kind of a step back. And I actually got a briefing the other day.
Hold on, what did they say that they need to learn? What did they need to learn?
We put together beforehand.
Look,
I got to ask the question, are you going to use tear gas to control the crowd? And the answer is only if you can tell me how tear gas controls a crowd. Instead of controlling it, what you're doing is you've got, okay, I'm actually looking at it right now on TV. I can see a little bit of the remnants of what happened. But
All right, so they saying that the ICE agents is using tear gas, but that's not helping control the crowd. That's helping causing more disruption.
during the NATO summit all the way back in 2012, community meetings we put together beforehand, I got asked the question, are you going to use tear gas to control the crowd? And the answer is only if you can tell me how tear gas controls a crowd. Instead of controlling it, what you're doing is you've got, okay, I'm actually looking at it right now on TV. I can see a little bit of the remnants of what happened. But the problem is tear gas disperses a crowd. You'll take a crowd of 100 people and turn it into 10 crowds of 10 going in 10 different directions. That's not crowd control. So,
all right, so they saying that that's not crowd control. Do y'all agree with that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree that using tear gas is not helping crowd control. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think that the tear gas is helping for crowd control. Because they're saying that spraying all of this shit all over the place ain't making the crowd get in control. It's making them get more out of control, if anything. Pure survival. This is what I'm hearing that they're saying, man. Smash that like button, guys. This ICE shit is going down in Chicago, and every time I see it, it's just more shit happening. It's just getting worse and worse.
tear gas disperses a crowd. You'll take a crowd of 100 people and turn it into 10 crowds of 10 going in 10 different directions. That's not crowd control. So if you put your hands on somebody, you don't knock them to the ground unless if you're using that justifiable force, you're making an arrest. So there's a lot of problems with what I'm seeing.
See, they saying it's a lot of problems with what they saying because they using extra force. Ram hit that super chat again. Ram said the Chicago police has Mexican parents, wives, friends, etc. Everyone is our amigos. So I get it. All right. So yeah, they need to step up then and stand up for their people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they're saying that this force that they're using is not helping. It's making it worse. Like grabbing people, stomping them out, throwing them to the ground, beating them up. Like I saw one the other day, where they said that they were peacefully protesting, and then it just started getting violent out of nowhere. So if they're saying that these ICE agents are using too much illegal force that they don't need to use, then how are we gonna ever get to the meat and potatoes? You can't spray tear gas on children or citizens. Shout out to Sado, pure survival. Yes, and that's how I feel, Sado. You know what I mean? Because there's people like, well, we supposed to get people out of here. I'm like, okay, I get getting criminals and people that did it, but when you spraying kids and people that ain't did nothing to nobody, how can I feel like that's a good thing to do? You know what I'm saying? Like the force that they're using, they sound like they're saying that they're out of control.
Into 10 crowds of 10 going in 10 different directions. That's not crowd control. So if you put your hands on somebody, you don't knock them to the ground unless if you're using that justifiable force, you're making an arrest. So there's a lot of problems with what I'm seeing from the way that the federal authorities are handling this. And it was different.
You heard that? They said it's a lot of problems the way the federal authorities is handling stuff. Listen to what he said.
Hands on somebody, you don't knock them to the ground unless if you're using that justifiable force, you're making an arrest. So there's a lot of problems with what I'm seeing from the way that the federal authorities are handling this. And it was a different story when you saw the Illinois State Police come into Broadview, along with the Cook County Sheriff's officers. They were very controlled. They were in a line. They were not scattered all over the place. You didn't see pepper balls being fired and tear gas being thrown. So, they have a lot to learn. Let's put it that way. And they should be relying on local police to do that.
Have you seen any evolution of that learning from the first few cycles of this through today?
Not yet. Not yet. The only thing that I've seen that is encouraging is there's kind of a step back. And I actually got a briefing the other day from ICE and the Illinois State Police. And the Illinois State Police really has it under, they know what they're doing. Let's put it that way. And it's a different scenario when...
So they're saying that the Illinois State Police know what they're doing already, and it seems as though that the ICE is taking control of the situation, and it started to get ugly. And they're not allowing the Illinois State Police, to do their job, is what I'm gathering, guys. This is just crazy, man. It's just getting worse, like I said, and worse. I don't know how many times I keep telling y'all, like all these mass shootings, all of these ICE attacks and crazy stuff going on. Like, I feel like it's all connected, while a lot of people is crashing out because of the things that's going on with people in power, whoever they may be. Like I've been told y'all, I'm not into politics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on the right, I'm not on the left. I'm in the middle. I'm watching what's going on every side, and I'm only standing for what I feel that's right and what I feel that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So they just went down there to the east side of Chicago, and now it's all hell broke loose out there right now during survival.